A fresh start. When I was a kid, I stayed with my grandpa and my younger sister Emily. We had a tiny home in the town. It wasn't large, but it was ours. Grandpa looked after us. He prepared meals for us. He shared tales before bed. He cared for us deeply. I felt secure with him. I felt content. Each morning, Emily and I headed to class. Grandpa roused us at dawn. He fixed breakfast. We gathered around the table and dined as a family. He always grinned. "Eat up. Get sturdy," he told us. Following breakfast, Emily and I strolled to school. Grandpa remained at the entrance. He waved goodbye. He kept an eye on us until we vanished in the distance. After classes, we frolicked in the playground. At times we dashed around. At times we lounged beneath a shade tree. We chatted about our aspirations. Emily dreamed of becoming a physician. I aimed to be an aviator. We chuckled and crafted grand schemes. As the sun set, we returned home. Grandpa awaited us. He served hot dishes. We dined and conversed. Existence was uncomplicated. Existence was pleasant. But one day, it all shifted. I arose early. The place was silent. Far too silent. I headed to the kitchen. Grandpa wasn't present. The oven was chilly. No meal was ready. My chest felt odd. I proceeded to his bedroom. The door stood ajar. I peeked in. Grandpa lay in bed. He wasn't asleep. He was conscious but immobile. His complexion was ashen. His hands appeared frail. I uttered his name. "Grandpa." My tone was faint. He opened his eyes gradually. He attempted a grin. "I'm fine," he murmured, but I sensed he wasn't. He seemed exhausted. His speech was gentle. I grew frightened. Emily entered the space. She gazed at Grandpa. Her eyes widened. She grasped my hand. "What's the matter?" she inquired. I lacked words. I didn't wish to frighten her, yet I was terrified. Grandpa was elderly. He was ill. He required assistance. But we lacked support. It was only us. I dashed to the neighbor's place. I rapped on the door. "Help us, please," I pleaded. The neighbor answered. She noticed my expression. She realized trouble brewed. She trailed me back. She examined Grandpa. "He needs medical care," she stated. Her tone was grave. She grabbed her cell and summoned an ambulance. The medics arrived swiftly. They placed Grandpa on a gurney. They transported him to the clinic. Emily and I observed. Our spirits weighed down. The residence felt vacant now. It was hushed. Overly hushed. I perched on the couch. Emily joined me. She remained mute. I stayed silent. We simply lingered and lingered. The clinic was vast and chilly. Emily and I occupied the lobby. The seats were rigid. The lamps were glaring. Folks passed by. Some appeared anxious, others fatigued. A caregiver approached us. "Stay put," she instructed. Then she departed. We waited. The wall clock clicked sluggishly. I clutched Emily's hand. She uttered nothing. She merely stared at the ground. I aimed to be tough for her. But inwardly I felt tiny. After ages, a physician appeared. He possessed a gentle expression. He settled beside us. "Your grandpa is unwell," he explained. "He's extremely frail. He requires downtime." I bobbed my head. "May we visit him?" I questioned. The physician grinned slightly. "Yes, but briefly." He rose. "Come with me." Emily and I traversed a lengthy corridor. The atmosphere reeked of remedies. We arrived at a chamber. The physician unlocked the door. Grandpa reclined in bed. He had an phor in his limb. His eyelids were shut. My throat constricted. He appeared so diminutive. Emily rushed to his bedside. "Grandpa," she called. He parted his eyes slowly. He beamed. "My little darlings," he breathed. His tone was faint. I positioned myself near him. "You frightened us," I remarked. He chuckled softly but coughed. "I'm all right," he assured. "Merely weary." He regarded us. His gaze brimmed with affection. Be courageous, he advised. Look out for one another. His phrases weighed heavily. I avoided pondering a world without him. A caregiver entered. He must recuperate, she declared. Emily embraced Grandpa. I gripped his hand briefly. Then we exited. The trek home was soundless. The heavens were shadowy. The roads were deserted. Emily clutched my hand firmly. What now? She wondered. I lacked a reply. I simply tightened my hold. I understood one fact. Existence was on the verge of transformation. The home seemed altered without Grandpa. It was hushed, but not peacefully. It was hollow. Emily and I occupied the table. No steaming meal awaited. No mirth echoed. I yearned for Grandpa's tone. I yearned for his narratives. Emily laid her head on the surface. When will he return? She queried. I was uncertain. Shortly, I responded, though doubtful. The following dawn, I stirred early. I ventured to the kitchen. I attempted to prepare breakfast. The eggs scorched. The toast was overly crisp. Emily occupied the table and observed. She said nothing. She nibbled sparingly on the fare. It's unlike Grandpa's, she noted. I knew she spoke truth. Everything differed. Post-breakfast, we proceeded to school. The journey dragged. The avenues teemed with crowds, yet I felt isolated. In class, concentration eluded me. The instructor spoke, but her words escaped me. My thoughts dwelled at the clinic. I desired to check on Grandpa. I needed assurance of his improvement. During lunch, Emily dined with me. She toyed with her meal. I'm not starving, she confessed. I comprehended. Appetite evaded me too. Once classes concluded, we ambled home. The sunlight warmed, but inwardly I shivered. At the entrance, I paused. I dreaded entry. The place exuded sorrow, but Emily was weary. She required repose. We entered. I forced a grin for her. Let's tackle assignments, I suggested. She agreed. We settled at the table, yet my focus strayed from tasks. It fixated on Grandpa. That night, the telephone chimed. I hurried to respond. It was the clinic. A caregiver spoke. Your Grandpa is steady, she informed. But he must remain longer. My spirit plummeted. I craved his return. I desired normalcy, but I recognized it was unattainable. Can we see him? I inquired. The caregiver affirmed. I perked up slightly. The subsequent day, we revisited the clinic. Grandpa appeared fatigued, but he grinned upon sighting us. How are my little ones faring? He asked. Emily embraced him. I settled by his side. We long for you, I expressed. He caressed my hand. I long for you as well. He eyed me intently. Remain resilient, he urged. Protect Emily. His words etched into my soul. I sensed their significance. Upon departing the clinic, the sun dipped. The sky glowed tangerine and rose. Emily gripped my hand. I hope Grandpa returns soon, she voiced. I concurred. Same here, I replied. Yet deep down, I realized preparation was essential. Existence had altered. Time elapsed, yet Grandpa stayed away. Emily and I stopped by after classes. He remained frail, but he always beamed at our arrival. Are you nourishing yourselves? He probed. I affirmed. But it was false. My cooking fell short. Emily consumed minimally. Grandpa exhaled deeply. Tend to your well-being, he insisted. His tone was gentle yet resolute. One evening, I returned exhausted. Emily was silent. She curled on the couch, knees drawn. I hate this, she declared. I need Grandpa here. I joined her. So do I admitted. But patience is key. She gazed sadly. What if he never returns? She murmured. Words failed me. I simply held her. That night, I pondered our path ahead. Grandpa illed? It wouldn't suffice. Funds were scarce. We required sustenance. We had to cover education. Fear gripped me. How to manage it all? I glanced at Emily. She was petite and pure. I needed strength for her. Action was imperative. The next dawn, resolve dawned. Post-classes, I'd seek employment. I shared with Emily. She appeared concerned. You're merely a child, she pointed out. Who'd hire you? Uncertainty loomed, but effort was due. I'll manage, I assured. Post-classes, I roamed the avenues. I eyed stores and eateries. Folks bustled. I spotted a pastry shop. Fresh loaf aromas wafted. I ventured in. A gentleman manned the counter. He seemed occupied. I inhaled deeply. Pardon, I uttered. Need assistance? The man eyed me. He scowled. Your age? He demanded. 12, I replied. He declined. Too youthful, he stated. Despair hit. I approached another venue. A modest market. A lady arranged produce. I posed the query. She pondered briefly. Then she relented. Payment's low, she noted. But you can sweep. Elation surged. I'll take it, I affirmed swiftly. She provided a sweeper. Begin immediately, she commanded. That evening I arrived home weary yet triumphant. Emily eyed me widely. Secured work? She questioned. I grinned. Affirmative, I confirmed. Modest, but a beginning. She enveloped me. I felt empowered. For the initial instance, I trusted in our self-reliance. The next day, I went to work again. The grocery store was small, but always full of customers. The woman showed me what to do. I swept the dusty floor. I cleaned the wooden shelves. I carried heavy boxes full of vegetables and fruits. My arms hurt, but I did not stop. I wanted to do my best. At the end of the day, she gave me a few coins. Good job, she said with a small smile. I smiled back. It was not much, but it was something. When I came home, Emily was waiting by the door. Are you very tired? She asked softly. I nodded, but I smiled. It's okay, I said. We will be fine. She looked at the small coins in my hand. Can we buy food? She asked. Yes, I said. We went to the market. We bought fresh bread, cold milk, some sweet fruit, and a little cheese. It felt good to buy something with my own money. The next morning, I woke up early. I made breakfast. It was simple, but Emily ate everything. It's better than before, she said with a grin. I laughed. I'm learning, I said. After breakfast, we walked to school. I felt different. I felt older. I had a job now. I was not just a boy. I was someone who could help. At school, I tried to focus, but my mind was on work. I wanted to do better. I wanted to earn more. When the final bell rang, I ran to the store. The woman was waiting. You are a good worker, she said. Do you want to work every day? I nodded quickly. Yes, please, I said. She smiled. Come after school, she said. My heart felt light. This job was small, but it was a start. That night, Emily and I sat at the table. We ate together. The house was still quiet, but it did not feel so empty. You are doing great, Emily said. Her voice was soft. I looked at her. She was smiling. I felt proud. I was not afraid anymore. Life was different now, but we were learning. We were getting stronger. Later that night, I sat by the window. The sky was dark. The stars were bright. I thought about grandfather. I missed him. I wanted him to come home. But I knew I had to be patient. I closed my eyes. Tomorrow was a new day, a new chance, and I was ready. The next morning, I woke up early again. I cleaned the kitchen. I made breakfast. I helped Emily get ready for school. I felt tired. But I also felt proud. We were not just waiting for help anymore. We were doing something. We were taking care of ourselves, and that made me feel strong. After school, I worked again. The woman at the store watched me carefully. You are very responsible, she said. If you keep working hard, I will give you more tasks. I nodded eagerly. Thank you, I said. I wanted to do more. I wanted to earn more. I wanted to make things better for Emily and me. The next day, I went to work again. The grocery store was small, but always full of busy customers. The woman showed me what to do. I swept the dusty floor. I cleaned the wooden shelves. I carried heavy boxes full of vegetables and fruits. My arms ached, but I did not stop. I wanted to do my best. At the end of the day, she gave me a few coins. Good job, she said with a small smile. I smiled back. It was not much, but it was something important. When I came home, Emily was waiting by the door. Are you very tired? She asked softly. I nodded, but I smiled. It's okay, I said. We will be fine. She looked at the small coins in my hand. Can we buy more food? She asked. Yes, I said. We went to the market. We bought fresh bread, cold milk, some sweet fruit, a little cheese, and a few eggs. It felt good to buy something with my own money. The next morning, I woke up early. I made breakfast. It was simple, but Emily ate everything. It's better than before, she said with a cheerful grin. I laughed. I'm learning, I said. After breakfast, we walked to school. I felt different. I felt older. I had a job now. I was not just a boy. I was someone who could help and protect. Later that night, I sat by the window. The sky was dark. The stars were bright. I thought about grandfather. I missed him. I wanted him to come home, but I knew I had to be patient. I closed my eyes. Tomorrow was a new day, a new chance, and I was ready to face it. A week later, we received good news. The hospital said grandfather was getting better. Soon he could come home. Emily and I were so happy. We had learned how to take care of ourselves, but we still missed him. When he returned, we told him everything. He smiled proudly. You too have grown up, he said. I am proud of you. And for the first time in a long while, I felt truly